Hello, and welcome to another tale from the time between times. It's 2 weeks before Christmas. Well, it is for me, I don't know about you, it's a sort of a time machine here, isn't it? And I am sitting here telling you tales from the time between times. Tales that could take us back to times when things were simpler, when things were perhaps a little bit more enjoyable than they are now. But here we are. Every week our gathering grows bigger. Every week our fireplace is more full. And I thank you for that. So sit back, relax, clear your mind of all your cares, all your worries, and let us sit back and enjoy another tale. Tales are told at the time between times. The time when it is neither night nor day, but the sun has gone and the sky is grey. The time when the veil between our world and the fairy world grows wafer thin. So thin that for just a few moments you can reach out with your hand into the fairy realm, and for a few moments they can reach into our realm. It's a time when people see ghosts. It's a time when people see lights in the sky. It's a time of stories. It's a time of tales. So, every night, or even every morning, when you rise and that time between times is upon you, think about what you see, what you hear, what you smell, because that's the time when magic is in the air. And that is the time of tales. I'm going to tell you another Christmas tale this week. And not all Christmas tales are happy and jolly and full of fun. This one is called Ned Pugh's Farewell. It happens in the Swansea Valley. I've talked of the Swansea Valley many times and you know it well. A place where the sun only shines for an hour a day and then at the height of midsummer. So in the darkness of the dismal, dreary December days, you can imagine how it looks. All the trees hang out over the valley like hooked claws. The rocks are rich, black, wet, damp, and the sky is perpetually grey. But it's a place of unending beauty, and a place that I hold dear to my heart. There, in the heart of that place, is a Ogof Canol y Cribbarth, the Cribbarth Cave. The Cribbarth is called the Sleeping Giant. If you look at the Sleeping Giant, you look on the internet, try and find it, you will see a remarkable mountain that looks like a man asleep on his back. And there in the centre of that mountain is a cave called Ogof Canol y Cribbarth. There are many myths and legends associated with this cave that go back hundreds of years, but the one I'm going to tell you is of Ned Pugh's farewell. It is said you should never go within 5 feet of the entrance to the cave. It's a place so dark you won't see your hand in front of your face, but it is said that lights can be seen shining from within its depths. The Swansea Valley is a place that's famous for its cave, but this one in particular, the local people are very scared of. Many years ago, there's a tale that there was a fox hunt, as they were on every Christmas. The hounds were chasing a fox. The fox was running through the forest, up and down, over the rocks, pursued by a gaggle of hounds. All over the mountain it ran, and in last bit of desperation, the fox ran to the cave. It approached the entrance. The dark entranceway loomed in front of it as the fox rushed towards it and then suddenly stopped. For even with 10, 15 hounds behind it, the fox would not enter the cave. But the huntsmen on the day said that the fox suddenly turned, like on a sixpence, turned and looked at the hounds, gnarled its teeth, and rushed towards them. The hounds all stopped dead in their tracks and then broke asunder as the fox rushed towards them. They all parted and rushed off into the forest, and the fox ran free, and it was said that the fox had luminous green lights upon its back. And it escaped the hunt and was never seen again. It was said that a notorious drunkard a few years later called Elias ap Ivan from the Swansea Valley was never seen sober. But one day, one Christmas, he walked towards the Canol y Cribbarth cave. He walked and staggered and slopped about until he came to the cave. People called to him, "Don't go near it!" But he looked, he smiled and stumbled into the entrance. Moments later, he returned totally sober, a changed man, who spent the rest of his life in prayer and contemplation, never went near the cave again and never touched a drop of drink. It is most famous for the tale of when a shepherd was coming back from the mountains, having placed his sheep safe for the night, was roaming back towards his house, when he heard the sound of a fiddle playing a jolly jig, and he looked across, and there he saw Ned Pugh, famous in the Swansea Valley as a tale teller, as a musician, as a jolly fellow, was dancing a jig up the mountain and playing his fiddle as happy as he could. As he approached the cave, he stopped about 10 foot from it and carried on playing his fiddle. The shepherd rushed towards him. "Ned, Ned, Ned, don't go near the cave, don't go near the cave." But Ned turned, smiled, disappeared into the dark entranceway and vanished. He was never seen again. His family, his friends, the folk from the Swansea Valley would gather around the cave and call his name. "Ned, Ned." But nothing came. But on Christmas Day, every year, the anniversary of his disappearance, it is said that if you sat outside the cave, not coming within the 5 feet, but listening intently, that deep within the cavern you can hear his fiddle playing a merry dance deep beneath the earth. It is said that laughter is heard in the cave. It is said that lights are sometimes seen. But of Ned Pugh, there was no sign. Only 5 years ago, some people I knew gathered at the cave, waiting to listen to Ned Pugh's songs and music deep underground. But that Christmas Day, it was silent. The year after, some more people I knew gathered there, and just outside the cave was an old, rotten, wooden fiddle laying on its back, its strings broken, its body warped and melted. Of course, they wouldn't approach within 5 meters, but took a shepherd's crook and hooked the fiddle and pulled it towards them. It is said that for the last 5 years on Christmas Day, the cave has been silent. But who am I? For I have not been there to listen to the songs. I have not the courage to approach it and step inside. I will not go near Ogof Canol y Crybarth. Will you? That, my friends, is a short tale of a Christmas tradition, if you like. Some festive folklore, deeped in mystery, steeped in tales. Thank you ever so much for joining me once again. Thank you for supporting this channel. If any of you enjoy this, please subscribe, please like, please leave a comment. It means so much to me that I am not alone at the fireplace on the Time Between Times. And these days are dark and sometimes lonely, that we can be together and listen to stories and listen to tales. Diolch yn fawr. Please take care of yourself. And I will see you again very soon at the Time Between Times. Nos da.